everyone, welcome to the next Year 5-6 video. I hope you all had a fantastic Easter and you've all been enjoying the beautiful sunshine we've been having. In this video we're going to be looking at the next chapter of The House with Chicken Legs. We are also going to be looking at some of the PowerPoint that we've set for you this week for your home learning. We're going to be having a look at the maths in there for Year 5 and Year 6, and we're also going to be looking at our new topic, Ancient Egypt, and the kinds of things that you can discover while you're learning at home. We are also going to be doing a few shout outs to those of you who've completed some brilliant work at home just before the Easter holidays. A too heavy blanket. We can fatten him up and make lamb borscht in the spring, Baba grins. No! I pull the lamb tight against my body and try to cover him with my shawl. Well, what are you going to do with him then? He'll grow into a fat, hungry sheep, and the house doesn't always settle on grassland. I won't keep him long, just until he's strong enough to be outside on his own. I glance out of the window. I've decided when Benjamin picks the lamb up tomorrow, I'll tell Baba that he ran off. The floorboards roll beneath me, and I stumble forwards. Baba raises her eyebrows. Where exactly did you find him? I told you already. He was near the fence, alone and abandoned. I look down at the lamb, my cheeks burning. Which side of the fence? The chimney sighs loudly. I know the house saw me stepping back over the wall, but I'm still hoping it didn't see me with Benjamin. I'm not really sure. I bite my lip and look at the rafters. It was hard to tell because the fence had collapsed. I was fixing it, and I heard him bleating. Baba shakes her head and frowns. You know you shouldn't go beyond the fence. It's not safe. I didn't go far, I interrupt. What was I supposed to do? Leave him there all alone? You could have told me. I would have come with you. You were asleep, and I didn't want to wake you. Honestly, he was barely the other side of the fence. I look straight into her eyes, because that bit of the story is true. Baba's face relaxes a little. All right. Just promise me. I won't do it again, I promise. I flash my most dazzling smile. So, can I keep him? Baba gives a little nod and smiles back. You can use some of the bones to build him a shelter on the porch. Thank you. I run out of the back door and along the wraparound porch until I come to the smooth, wide floorboards near the water butt. This is one of the house's deaf spots, so it won't hear me if I talk to the lamb. I tuck the lamb up in my shawl, place him in a large empty bucket, and spend the rest of the day building him the finest shelter I can. As I wire the bones into place, I examine them carefully, wondering which ones were from my parents' house. Baba said all that was left after the fire was the bones from their fence, so she brought them here, and they've become jumbled up with ours. I wish I had something else of my parents, something other than bones to remember them by. Dusk dims the sky, and Jack shouts from the top of a skull at the far end of the fence. It's time to light the candles already. I feed the lamb first and fill his shelter with old woolen blankets so he's nice and warm. Then I light the candles in the skulls and open the bone gate ready for the arrival of the dead. The evening carries me along in a daze. I'm even more distracted than usual. I drop bowls, knock over chairs, and jump at every noise from outside. Baba thinks it's because I'm worried about the lamb, which I am, but mostly I'm thinking about the morning and Benjamin returning. Butterflies are battering my insides with excitement and panic. After I smash the second glass of the evening, Baba suggests I get the lamb and take him to my bedroom. She drops me a whiskery kiss onto my cheek and tells me to get some sleep, but I know I won't be able to. I'm far too charged up about tomorrow. I push open my bedroom door and a smile creeps across my face. The house has grown a small shelter for the lamb in the corner of my room, complete with a grassy floor and miniature fence. Right next to it is a mossy fort, like the ones it used to grow for me to play in when I was little. The trouble is, I'm not little anymore. Looking at the fort, an uncomfortable feeling settles over me, like a too heavy blanket. Playing make-believe games with the house was exciting when I was young. The house would grow me cosy dens and miniature worlds, tiny walking trees and dancing flowers. Happiness would swell inside me, and I felt like I might burst. But now I'm older, no matter what the house grows for me, I still want to leave and explore the real world, meet the living, and have friendships that last for more than one night. I try to distract myself by reading, but the characters in the story are walking by a lake, so I end up imagining what it might be like to go for a walk with Benjamin. I play my word game instead, using the wooden tiles to spell out words like friend and life. But there is space on the board for another player, so I end up wondering whether Benjamin knows how to play. I give up and sit by the window, staring at the constellations of streetlights in the town far below. The sounds of the guiding swell and fade. Then I hear Baba tuning her balalaika. She plays my favourite lullaby from when I was little, but tonight, just like the mossy fort, it makes me feel cramped and restless. I'm relieved when Baba shuffles off to bed and I can return to my daydreams. The first light of dawn blushes the sky pink, and slowly the house begins to relax. When I'm sure it's fast asleep, I pull my shawl tight around my shoulders and silently slip out of the door. Jack watches from a scull as I pad softly down to the fence. I put my finger to my lips and shoot him a look that I hope says, "Please don't give me away." Thankfully it works, although my heart is thumping so loud I think it may wake the house all on its own, and the promise I made to Baba is ringing in my ears. A freezing mist has gathered around the bones of the fence, coating them with a thin layer of shining ice crystals. I shiver as I look around to check I'm in one of the house's blind spots. Satisfied it can't see me, I step over the fence and settle down on the rock Benjamin and I sat on yesterday, and I wait. Jack comes and sits next to me, every so often tucking his head under my arm to get a stroke. I feed him pieces of spiced honey bread from my apron pocket and watch the mist slowly clear. "Caw!" Jack shouts loudly, knocking a skull off his fence, and he flaps awkwardly into the air. My heart jumps into my throat, and I turn around to check he didn't wake the house, but it's still asleep, legs folded neatly underneath the porch. I slide off the rock to pick up the skull, and when I straighten up, I see him, Benjamin. A huge smile warms my cheeks, and I wave excitedly. "Hello," he smiles back. "Still playing with your bones?" I blush as I realise I have the skull in my hand. "Oh, yes, sorry. It just fell off the fence and—" "Can I hold it?" Benjamin asks. I pass it to him, and he lifts it up to his face and stares into the empty eye sockets. "It's strange, isn't it?" "What?" "You know, that this was a living person once, walking around. I wonder what they were like, what kind of life they had." "Well, whoever it was, they're gone now." I take the skull from him and balance it back on the fence. I spend every night listening to the dead rattle on about what kind of lives they've had. Right now, I want to do some living of my own. "How's the lamb?" Benjamin asks. "He's fine, asleep in my room. I could get him now if you like, but I was hoping maybe we could—" The words freeze on my lips. Last night it had seemed like such a good idea to invite Benjamin to come for a walk, but now doubts are crowding around me. I've never been more than a few steps away from the fence. What if Baba is right? What if it's dangerous out there? Go for a walk? Benjamin finishes my sentence. "I was going to ask you the same thing. I've got to restock a bothy." He points along the mountain. "It's not far away. Would you like to come?" Still unable to speak or even breathe, I nod my head and clench my fingers to try and stop them from trembling. I've no idea what a bothy is or what restocking one involves, but for the first time in my life, I'm going to walk away from the house and have an adventure of my own. Dizzy with excitement and anticipation, I take a deep breath, imagine my mother on her stolen gondola, and tell myself this is going to work out fine.
And you can find out what happens next to Marinka on Thursday with Mrs. Tate. So hopefully you've all had a chance to look at our new home learning PowerPoints now that were put on our website yesterday. I thought I'd start by showing you some of the maths on there and then lead on to ancient Egypt, which is our new topic this term.
So our maths home learning can be accessed by going to the White Rose website. Both years 5 and 6 can go here to see their home learning set for the week. Each day begins by looking at a short video which explains the concept. Then you can click on the activities to complete those. Please try and upload these activities to our website or send them to us via our emails. Each video each day begins with a flashback 4. This is 4 questions based on concepts you will have learnt previously in maths, a little bit like the memory maths we do every week. So have a go at these before watching the rest of the videos. In Year 5, the maths focus is decimals, being able to add and subtract them. And in Year 6, the focus is on angles this week. If you're in Year 5, why not try drawing one of these place value charts and putting in the place value counters, a little bit like we do at school. In Year 6, have a look at these angles fact sheets. So, our new history topic this term is Ancient Egypt. And one of the tasks we'd like you to do is to research as much as you can about the ancient Egyptians. See if you can answer as many of these questions as possible and present your research really beautifully. Be as creative as possible, and remember, send any photographs of your work in or upload your work to our website. You could visit the BBC Bite Size website to find out more about the ancient Egyptians. There's some great learning clips on there that gives you an insight into the ancient Egyptians and the lives that they led.
We've also got some new whole school learning for you to have a go at this week. We would like you to get creative in your kitchens by creating a meal or doing some baking. Remember to get an adult to help you and just be careful near the cookers or ovens that you have. Please send in some photographs of your creations and then we can display as many as possible on our school website. So get cooking everybody and make sure it tastes good.
Finally, I just want to say a big well done to all of you who've sent in some super work to us recently. So in Chestnut class, we've had James, Nargis, Alfie, Joshua D and Cameron send in some fantastic work. So well done to those from Chestnut class. From Oak class, we've had Freya, Riley B, Sophie, Thomas and Jack. Well done to those from Oak class. In Pear class, we've had some rainbows from Mia C and Charlotte and some fantastic work from Adam H also. In Willow, we've had some brilliant writing from Cara B about the girl trapped in the glass jar. Well done, Cara.
Well, that's it from me. So it's take care, see you soon and stay safe. Bye.